Alright everybody, this is 9.1a, graphing quadratic equations. So a little reinforcement based on our last lesson from yesterday, 9.1. What they want you to do is match the terms to its definition, vertex, quadratic equation, and parabola. So the vertex, remember, was that turning point of our graph. So that's going to be down here. A quadratic equation is an equation that has an algebraic equation who has an exponent of 2. Remember, that's that x squared that we dealt with. And a parabola, well, there was two different types, but parabolas were that U-shaped curve. Remember, we have this one and this one. Now on the right hand side, they want you to remember or determine which of these parabolas is positive and which is negative. The easiest way, remember, one's happy, one's sad. Happy one is positive, opens upward, has a minimum, and the sad one has a maximum, it is negative. Okay, now this page right here, Graphing Quadratics Graphic Organizer. This is going to tell you each of the steps to graph a quadratic equation using your calculator. Remember, go to the calculator page of the website and make sure you are using one of the methods that I provide on there. Either the graphing calculator for your computer, the Apple calculator from the Apple Store for your iPad or your cell phone, or the Android graphing calculator for a Galaxy or any sort of other Android device. Okay, if all else fails, there's also the one that I provided, which is just for the plain old internet. You don't have to download anything, you just visit the website of the link that I give on the calculator page, and you could graph that way too. All right, I would suggest using either the Apple version, the Droid version, or the computer version, because the link for the one that's totally just on the internet is a little different. Again, I would suggest using one of the ones for your cell phone or the computer. Or you just use your regular calculator if you have a graphing calculator as well. All right, so if you take a look, what they want you to do when you're given a quadratic that we're going to graph, you want to press that y equals button. You're going to type that function into y equals, and then you're going to press graph. We're going to press second, then table, which is really the graph button, as you can see here. And then we're going to use those up and down arrow keys to search for doubles in the y1 column, meaning I see a 9 and a 9, a 4 and a 4, a 1 and a 1, and then they have that vertex, the turning point in the middle of 0, 0. Now, it's not always going to be 0, 0. But your y values will look like that, where they have doubles on the top and the bottom. Then you're going to plot the points on your graph paper, and we're going to connect them to create a parabola, either a positive or a negative. So I'm going to show you several examples of these in this lesson. So it says graphing the quadratic equation y equals 3x squared. So we're going to go to our calculator. I'm going to go to y equals. Remember, this is what your calculator looks like normally. You go to y equals, I'm going to type in 3x squared. I'm going to hit graph just to get an idea of what our graph looks like. Now I'm going to peek at that table, second table. I'm going to look for those doubles in the y column, and I'm starting to see them. 3, 3, 12, 12, 27, 27. So there they are. Now what they want us to determine is which of these points are going to fit on our graph. So if you take a look, my x values go from negative 12 to a positive 2. My y value goes from negative 1 essentially to 13. So anything above 13 isn't going to fit. So when I see a 27 on my graph, that's no good. So I'm going to start with negative 2, 12, and go from there and plot these points, negative 1, 3, 0, 0, and so on. So negative 2, 12. -1, 3, 0, 0. What else do we got? 1, 3, and 2, 12. And let's just plot those points. -2, 12, -1, 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, and 2, 12. And here is your parabola. Positive opens upward, has a minimum, and that minimum the minimum vertex is at 0, 0. Right here. It's the turning point of the graph. Okay. Now we're just going to do that a few more times. Like I said, remember, feel free to pause so you can complete your graphs before you start the next one. Okay. Here we have 2x squared minus 16x plus 33. Go to y equals, clear out whatever's in there. 2x squared minus 16x plus 33. Second, well, take a peek at the graph. Second table. Now we have to look at the values we're given. We go from -1 to +8 for our x values. So that's where we're going to take a look. -1 to +8. Well, -1 is 51. That's never going to fit on our graph because the maximum y value we have is 10. So what else? 0.33, again, not going to fit. 119, again, not going to fit. But 29 is underneath that 10 range, so that could fit. 29, 33, 41, 53. So let's plot those. 29, 33, 4153, 4153, and 69. Right 2 up 9. Right 3 up 3. Right 4 up 1. Right 5 up 3. Right 6 up 9. And there is your parabola. Again, we have a positive quadratic, opens upward, and it has that minimum value at 4, 1. And that minimum, again, turning point of the graph, right here. Okay, fairly simple. And it's just the same process throughout. All right, so 4 more to go. Y equals x squared minus 8x plus 13. Go to y equals, clear it out. X squared minus 8x plus 13. Here's our graph, and here's our table. So what can fit? Again, -1 to +6, and it has to be lower than 3 and larger than -5. So -1 to 6, let's see. -122, not going to fit. The highest y value we have is 3. 0.13, no good. 1.6, again, no good. It's not going to fit on our graph. But 2.1 will fit. 2.1, 3, -2, 4, -3. 5, -2. Those are all going to fit. 2, 1, 3, -2, 4, -3, 5, -2, and 6, 1. So let's plot those. Right 2, up 1. Right 3, down 2. Right 4, down 3. Right 5, down 2. Right 6, up 1. All right, and again, where is our minimum? Is at 4, -3. So that's our vertex. -2x² minus 4x plus 4. Clear this out. -2x². Oops. Minus 4x plus 4. Yep. There's our graph. Now take a look. This one's a negative. Makes that frown parabola that we were discussing earlier. Second table, and let's see what we can fit. So we're looking for x values from -6 to +1, and they need to be lower than 5 and greater than -3. So -6 to 1. -6. -44, not going to fit. -26, also not going to fit. -12, not going to fit. But now we get to numbers that we can plot. -3, -2, -2, 4, -1, 6. -3, -2. -2, 4, -1, 6. 0, 4, 1, -2. Okay, left 3, down 2. Left 2, up 4. Left 1, up 6, so this one is actually off the graph. 0, 4, and 1, -2. Okay, and this time we have a maximum at -1, +6. Maximum. All right. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4 squared minus 2. So it looks a little more complicated, but the same process. Y equals, clear out. So we have 1/2 parentheses x minus 4 squared minus 2. Oops. There we go. 1/2 x minus 4 squared minus 2. Take a look at that graph. So we see it's a positive. It opens upward. And we're going to look at that table. So we are dealing with x values from 0 to 7. And they have to be smaller than 3 or less than or equal to 3. And greater than or equal to -5. So 0 to 7. Well, 0, 6. Is that going to fit on our graph? No. 1, 2.5. 2, 0. 1, 2.5. 2, 0. 3, -1.5. 4, -2, 5, -1.5, 6, 0, and 7, 2.5. So there's all of our points. So right 1 up 2.5. Right 2 up 0. Right 3 down 1.5. Right 4 down 2. Right 5 down 1.5. Right 6 up 0, and right 7 up 2.5. Okay, and again we have a minimum, and that is at 4, -2 is your minimum. All right, last one. X minus 3 squared plus 1. Y equals, clear it out. X minus 3 squared plus 1. Take a look at that graph. Again, I'm seeing a positive. Let's see what points we can plot. So the x values we have are -1 to a +5. And all the values for y need to be less than or equal to 6. So from -1 to 5. -1 to 5. Less than 6. 17 is not going to fit. 10 is not going to fit. 1, 5, 2, 2, 3, 1 are all going to fit. 1, 5, 2, 2, 3, 1. 4, 2, and 5, 5. So right 1 up 5. Right 2 up 2. Right 3 up 1. Right 4 up 2. Right 5 up 5. Okay, and again, we have a minimum at 3, 1. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I know this could be a little difficult, and if you have any calculator issues or plotting issues or anything like that, reach out to me via email or Google Voice. Thanks for watching.